Hi, my name is Joey Papa. I'm a coffee consultant, and today we're going to learn how to make a caramel frappe in a blender. Now, caramel frappes are short for the word frappuccino, and frappuccino was a word that was invented by Starbucks. They basically combined the two words frozen and cappuccino to come up with the word frappuccino. Now, these beverages can cost you anywhere from $4 to $5, depending on where you buy them from. But the good news is you can make them for a fraction of the price at home using your home blender. Let's get started. First, what we're going to need is to gather all of our ingredients. You're obviously going to need a blender. We're also going to need some milk, and you can use whole milk, non-fat milk, soy milk, almond milk, whatever you prefer. You're also going to need some instant coffee. Now today we're using pre-measured instant coffee packets, but you could also use instant coffee right out of a jar. Use 2 tablespoons instead of these pre-measured packets in your recipe. Next, you're going to need some caramel flavoring, which you could find down the coffee aisle of your local grocery store. You're going to need some maple syrup. Now you could use any type of maple syrup, but the whole reason we're using maple syrup is for 2 reasons. 1, it adds obviously some extra sweetness to the beverage. And 2, because maple syrup is so thick, it actually helps to create a more smooth and consistent beverage, and it keeps it longer from separating as the beverage sits. So once you have all of these ingredients gathered, we're ready to start making the beverage. The first step we're going to need to do is to measure out 1 cup of milk. You're going to take the cup of milk and place that in your blender. After that's in the blender, you're then going to measure out 1/2 cup of maple syrup. Put the maple syrup in the blender as well with the milk. Then you're going to measure out 1/2 cup of the caramel flavored syrup and add that to the blender. Before you put any ice, you're going to then add in your instant coffee. Be sure to add the instant coffee last after you've added all of your wet ingredients and before you add your ice to ensure that the instant coffee blends well in the beverage. Then you're going to take about 16 ounces of ice. You can fill up the serving glass that you're going to be using to pour the beverage into at the end. Fill that with ice and pour that into your blender as well. You're then going to turn your blender on high for about 2 to 3 minutes. If your blender comes with a preset smoothie setting, you can go ahead and blend it on that setting as well. Check the consistency to make sure it's the consistency that you prefer. Some people like a thicker frappe, other people like it to be a little more thin. So however you prefer, you could add some more ice to make it thick, or you could add some more liquid to make it thin. After you're done blending and you achieve the consistency you're looking for, you can then go ahead and pour it into your serving glass, and you can enjoy. Again, my name is Joey Papa. I'm a coffee consultant, and today we learned how to make a caramel frappe in a blender.